Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Lisa and this is Finley Place. Today I'm just going to be cleaning up my living room and dining room. I have had a time these last couple of weeks and I want to tell you about it. So to start with, they are putting in a sewer across the street. We are all on septic systems out here where I live, and the city wants to connect us to the sewer. So they have been digging dirt across the street, and needless to say, it has caused an extreme amount of dust everywhere. And on top of that, my air conditioner that I have in my room decided to fritz out. We don't have central air, we just have a couple of air conditioners, and the one that we had in our room quit working. So as you know, if you watched my previous video when I did the garage clean out, we are planning on putting in some new windows. Now, the windows that we're going to put in are long and skinny. They're not the short, square ones. And we were debating, do we just wait till we get the new windows in and get like a tall, skinny air conditioner? Or do we just go ahead and get just the normal square room air conditioner? So I told Vince, I said, well, let's just camp out in the living room and just see how it goes. See what the timeline looks like for when the new windows are going to go in and just kind of go from there. So that's what we did for the last couple weeks. We've been camping out in the living room. We drug our spare bed out and set it up, and we've been sleeping out here. Well, upstairs in my bedroom, the dogs are not allowed on the bed at all. They are not allowed in our room until bedtime, and then they can sleep in their beds. But with the bed down here, they thought, oh wow, Mom just gave us a great big new doggy bed, and they just wouldn't stay off of it. So we decided to just go ahead and get the regular window air conditioner, and when we put the new windows in, we'll deal with that when it comes. So now we're finally back upstairs sleeping in our bedroom, and the spare bed is put back in the kids' room. Now I am just cleaning everything up. I kept it straightened up. I kept it cleaned up, but I hadn't really did any kind of really good deep cleaning. Even though this isn't really a deep clean, it's a lot better than what I had been doing. So I'm just going to refresh the space. And on top of that, Vincent's car broke down. It started leaking oil everywhere. So he's kind of a skilled guy, and he would rather try and fix his car before he takes it to the shop. So he starts taking everything apart, looking for the leak, and it's somewhere by the timing belt. And I don't know all the technicalities. I just know what he rants about when he comes in. And it took him a long time to finally get to it. And he gets to it and he finds a part that's broken. So he orders the new part, and it's supposed to come in within a couple of days. They send him an email, said that they sent it to the wrong place and they're going to send him out a new one. So then the new one comes and it's the wrong piece. So he has to send it back, and then they send him another one. So he gets it. He gets everything put back together. And it's still leaking oil, and he doesn't know why. So he starts taking everything apart again, and he finds out that it's a bolt. And I want to say it's on the head gasket. I'm not sure, but it's a bolt somewhere in that area. So now he's trying to figure out how to fix it, or if he's just going to take it to the shop. Probably going to take it to the shop. And, the shop is not cheap. But so he's been using my car, and I've kind of just been carless because it's just gas-wise. I have a van. He has a little banger, and gas-wise, it's just too expensive for me to just keep the van for nothing, So I've kind of just been stuck at home. And my garden, I have a really big garden, and I planted some pinto beans with my corn. And I went out to start cleaning, just weeding, maintenance, taking care of it. And a little rabbit has been eating all the leaves off my bean plants. He found I guess a little hole in the fence or something. And so, yeah, it's just been quite a couple of weeks for us. So actually doing this clean is very calming. Just reclaiming the space, making things feel more back in order where they belong. It feels really good. So I just kind of took my time. I did a little bit more stuff than what I actually show in the video, but because of time, I didn't want this video to be an hour long. I kind of cut some stuff out and just showed you the basics. But for me this day, it felt really good to just take my time, wipe things down, sweep, all that kind of thing, just kind of cleared my mind, made the noise stop. That's one thing about cleaning. It really just kind of lets you just focus on the task at hand and not worry about all the other racket that's going on, Because of the heat, my dog, Bear, he just sheds everywhere. I feel so bad for him sometimes when it's, way up in the 90s and the heat index is in the hundreds, because he's solid black and he has really thick, hairy fur, and I just know he's so hot and he just sheds so bad. So I can sweep the floor today and get a mountain of dog hair up, and then tomorrow there'll be another mountain of dog hair. In the winter, he's not that bad. He loves the winter. If it's negative whatever outside, he doesn't care. He would rather be outside. But in the summer, it is such a pain because there's just literally dog hair everywhere. Bless his heart. He doesn't do it on purpose. I know he doesn't. But you'll see as I'm going, just how much dust and dog hair is just everywhere. But, it is what it is. Hopefully when this window gets fixed, not so much dust will be coming in. The plan is to redo that entire wall. We have what I call like panel board, like the board stuff. It's not drywall. You'll see here, I'm going to show you, and it's not just regular dust. It's dirt. It's literally dirt dust. And as I'm wiping, it just flies everywhere. So I'm thinking real hard about getting an air purifier. I think that would really help a lot. I have allergies anyway. I'm allergic to everything, guys. I just am. Dust, dog hair, cats, but yet I have 2 dogs and a cat, and I live in the country. So there you go. But yeah, I'm going to show you right here in a second, and you'll see it's not just regular dust. It's dirt dust. And it's from like I said, the farmers, and then the guys that are, see, look, it's nasty. It's from the guys working across the street and the farmers, and it is what it is. So, this council table I had taken out to make room for the bed when we were down here, and now I'm putting it back, and I get to put my grandkids' pictures back. If you've seen any of my other videos, you already know that I'm all about my pictures, especially the pictures of my grandbabies. So it felt really good to get their pictures back up, and I can see them every day again, and it just makes me feel happy, and it always lightens the day. So anyway, this wall I was telling you about, it's like that panel board. And so we also have a new front door that we're going to be putting in. So the plan is to tear that whole wall out and put new insulation in, and then put up new drywall and the window and the door. So that's the plan. So it's a pretty big project. We have all of the pieces already. It's just about finding the time. You know how it is. You just got to find the time. Now, if you look on that fireplace, I did not realize until I was editing that there is a spider web on it right there in the corner. And I don't show it. I should have if I had noticed the spider web. But I do clean the front of the fireplace as well. I just cut it out because, time. And I just really wanted to show you guys how much dust is in here. Now, I wipe this stuff down all the time. I don't always take everything off and give it a really good wipe down, but I really try to keep it, wiped down. But you can see how that dust is just flying everywhere. So no wonder everything is dusty, because it just ends up flying around in the air and landing back down. It's a challenge, I'll tell you, but I think if we get an air purifier, it'll really help with a lot of that. We've had one before in our other house, and we just left it when we moved, and we probably should have brought it, but either way, so we're getting everything done, and the room, my mood, everything, just as I'm going, it's just feeling lighter and lighter. There's Bear's dog hair. See, that's just crazy. Poor guy. I don't even know how he still has fur with as much as he sheds, literally. And I've decided to use the vacuum sweeper instead of the broom this time, because I have the air conditioner up on high, and it's just kind of blowing air. So I thought, I don't know, I just kind of felt like maybe this might be better for cleaning up the dust and the dog hair, and making sure that everything gets up, and I'm not like pushing it around the room and it ends up landing back on the furniture. At least that's the hope. I don't know if it worked or not. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm using my vacuum, and my vacuum is pretty old and beat up. And if you notice, it's got tape on the end of it. It's because it came with attachments, but I lost all the attachments. So I found an attachment that kind of fit, but it didn't fit well. So I taped the end of it, and then I was able to put the little attachment on it, and the tape helped it stick. But I ended up losing that attachment too. So now I just have tape on my vacuum, but it is what it is. It works. And now, I got all my pictures wiped off, and I put them back. And it just feels really good. And I'm going to get this floor done. And if you notice, Bear is just hanging out in the living room. Like, he's just hanging out. He's so hot. He just stays in the AC. Yeah, see, there he is. So this is what it looked like when I started. Kind of depressing, kind of messy, not real bad, but it needed some love. And then you're going to see what it looks like after. See, there's Bear. He's still hanging out in there. Yeah, so it looks a little fresher, a little better. It feels lighter. It just feels more put together. So I'm really happy about that. It just really lifted my mood, because I just, everything just felt crazy for a while. So just cleaning up this space just really helped. Not only did it clear the cobwebs out of the room, it cleared the cobwebs out of my brain. And it just feels fresher and cleaner, and just makes me ready for the world. It's kind of like putting on makeup. Makes you ready for the world. So then we're going to start in the dining room. And originally, my plan was, just to clean up the dining room. But my cat Piper, if you notice, she kind of became the star of the video. And she's 16. So she's a senior cat. We've had her since she was about 8 or 9 weeks old. So we've had her whole life. When she was about a year old, she somehow or another got stuck outside all night during a tornadic thunderstorm. She climbed a tree. She got stuck in the tree. The next day, we're looking for her everywhere. Can't find her. The next thing you know, she turns up. She's soaking wet. She's got scratches everywhere. All of her claws are missing. We had no idea what this poor little kitty had been through. So I take her to the vet, and he looks her over, and he's like, she's okay. She's just a little banged up. So we're like, okay. And since then, she kind of lost her depth perception in one of her eyes. So I'm thinking she scratched it or got poked or something. So she's always been kind of half blind in one eye. Then a few years after that, probably 3 or 4 years after that, she got sick with like a bladder infection or a kidney infection or something. So I take her to the vet, and she doesn't want to be bothered. She doesn't want to be touched. And the vet assistant that was helping the actual vet wasn't very experienced, so she didn't have a very good hold on Piper. Now, when Piper doesn't want to be touched, she will let you know. Believe that. She will let you know. So this doctor goes to take her temperature, and you know how vets take temperatures. And she gets irate. She screams at the top of her lungs, scratches the vet tech, or, the assistant, and ends up biting the vet. She jumps off the table and hides in this corner. Now, when I seen her start to go off, I just pressed myself up against the wall. I was like, I am not messing with her. I already know her attitude and I'm not messing with her. So they soaked a towel down with this stuff called Feel Away. And it's the I love you hormone that cats release with their whiskers. And we put the towel over her and we just let her sit there for about 10 minutes. And then after that, she calmed right down. Feel Away works really well for her. And we were able to, finish up the examination. But because of that scream, I'm assuming, because it seemed to happen when she screamed like that. Now, this was a blood-curdling cat scream. And it made all the hair on my body stand straight up. She lost her voice. She can't meow. So now, my poor little kitty, she's half blind, can't meow. Her claws did grow back. But she will not let you mess with her feet anymore at all. Then a few years ago, we're not really sure what happened. We're not sure if it's vestibular disease. I put a video up a couple years ago, and it's called My Cat Has Vestibular Disease, but it's never been formally diagnosed. So really, I'm not sure if it's vestibular disease or if she fell and hit her head. I'm not sure what happened, but she's got some kind of, I don't want to say brain damage, but something happened to her head. So now she doesn't have very good balance. She can't jump. She can't eat hard food. And I think she's pretty deaf. I think she can hear a little, but I don't think that she can hear well. And so she has to eat soft food. So she'll eat a few bites, walk away, come back, eat a few bites, walk away. And between when she takes her break between bites, my dogs want to eat her food because, it's high protein. They love it. So I started feeding her on the table so the dogs would leave her alone. And originally, she was supposed to just only eat up there. Well, she decided she really likes it up there because nobody bothers her up there. And cats like high places. So I'm constantly fighting with her to stay off the table, except for when she eats. Now, I had just put her down, and she decided to climb back up, and she's laying down, and I'm going to try and get her down again. Now, you see this attitude? You see it? I'm going to show you in slow motion what she did. She's such a little, she's something else. She tries to bite at me. Swipe, swipe. One more time, and I'm going to put her down, and she's trying to growl at me, but it's not coming out because she doesn't have a voice. So I get her down, get the table wiped off. And like I said, originally it was supposed to just, be a regular cleaning video. But this personality, man, she's just cracking me up when I was editing. And so I decided just to kind of show her personality. So I'm going to put all the chairs on the table and clean all the dog hair off the bottom. If you've seen any of my cleaning videos, you already know my chairs collect a ton of hair on the bottom because they have little velvet protectors so it doesn't scratch up my floor. So I go through and I wipe off all the chairs and clean off the bottoms and stack them up on the table. And you're going to see her. And as I'm cleaning, she's just going to circle this table like she's a shark. There's some more dog hair. My phone started to fall over. I went ahead and left it in because I didn't want you to miss the good stuff. And it's just more dog hair just everywhere. And I had just recently cleaned the dog hair. And poor Bear, he's got to be miserable in this heat. He just does. So I try not to get too aggravated. We keep him brushed off really well too because that also helps him stay cool. But he still sheds everywhere. So like I told you before, Piper can't jump. So the chairs are up on the table and she can't get up on the table. And you're just going to see her walking around behind me, circling the table, looking for a way to get up. And the whole time I'm cleaning the dining room, because I watch her out of the corner of my eye, because she will swipe me. She will swipe me for pretty good. She's done it before, where she'll just do like a drive-by swipe. She'll walk by and just hit my leg with her nails and just keep right on walking. But you could kind of see, her balance isn't very good. She kind of wobbles a little bit. She's a little bit skinny. She's healthy though. It's just the wet food. I guess, doesn't have as many calories as the dry kibble does. So, but the vet says that she's fine. She's hydrated. She can drink water. And the wet food, is like 80% water, 20% water or something, but it's got a lot of water in it. And she's just watching me and she's like, "Are you going to put them chairs down? I want to get back up on the table." And, but I'm just going about my business, minding my business, keeping an eye on her. You see, she's trying to see if she can jump up there, but she can't. Now, don't get me wrong. Piper is a very sweet cat when she wants to be. If she wants loving, she'll let you love on her. She'll sit on your lap and let you pet her. But if she doesn't want bothered, she will let you know. She'll give you she tries to meow. So you just kind of see her mouth move. And so she's kind of meowing at you to stop or whatever. But she's a nice little kitty. Especially when she was younger, she was really lovable. Since she's gotten older and as her injuries have stacked up, her attitude has changed, a little bit. I think we can all feel for her. But so she went in the kitchen, she circled the kitchen, she came back out, and she's still circling the table and just watching me and waiting for me to put those chairs down. Now, I know you might think, well, why don't you just leave your chairs pushed in? She won't be able to get up on the table. Usually, a lot of times I do, most of the time. But sometimes, you just get up and you just leave your chair out. I don't know. That's what we do anyway. And she's just waiting. So she's walking all over my wet floors. So my wet floors have little paw prints on them, which is okay. Let her live her best life. So I'm going to put these chairs back down. And then you're going to see a happy kitty here in a minute. If you've watched my video this far, I just want to say thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch it. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you like my content, I would just ask you to give me a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. If you'd like to see some more, antics for my animals or just, me cleaning up, just hit the subscribe button. I try to put a video out every week. And again, thanks a lot for your time. And here's a very happy kitty. I went ahead and pulled the chair out for her. Just because I felt bad because she had been circling the table. Now before we sit down and eat, I do sanitize the table. I take a little vinegar and water and just sanitize it really well. And this is the after, just one angle. And doesn't it just feels fresher, it just feels cleaner, it just feels lighter. My laundry, I got my laundry done and put away. Well, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.